And this post is from HuffPost, Black Voices, and the article title is Family Says Teen Hanged 8-Year-Old Biracial Boy from Tree with Rope. And the first time I heard about this story, I've seen like the actual like visual of like the scars on like the biracial boy's neck, and his name is Quincy. And if you want to see the actual photo, then I'll put it after this video towards the end. And I'm gonna read y'all the article, and I'm also gonna post the link below if you wanna read for yourself as well. Okay, here it goes. And this article is by Lily Workneen. The young boy didn't suffer permanent physical damage, but his family and community demand police to get to the bottom of his case. An 8-year-old biracial boy in New Hampshire suffered rope burns around his neck, reportedly at the hands of local teens, sparking outrage among his family members who have categorized the incident as a lynching. The incident occurred in late August when the young boy, whose first name is Quincy, had reportedly been playing with a group of teenagers 2 doors down from his home in Claremont, New Hampshire. The teens then began calling him racial slurs and threw rocks at him, his grandmother told the Valley News. Things escalated when they grabbed rope from an old tire swing and encouraged Quincy to put it around his neck. The older boys had put the ropes around their necks, and they told Quincy that it was his turn to do it. Quincy's mother, Cassandra Maryland, told the Root, and Quincy got up on the table and put the rope around his neck, and another kid came up from behind him and pushed him off the picnic table, and they walked away and left him there hanging. Maryland's sister Lyric shared a post about the incident last month with an image of the injuries Quincy sustained. And like I said, the injury, like the picture of like the scars and stuff, we after this video. And the mother's sister basically said this. I'm pretty sure it's the mother's sister. When my sister calls me when something is wrong, I feel it in my bones before ever picking up the phone. Tonight I was spot on. My nephew something, because like the post is kind of cut off, but I'm still gonna read what I can read. From a tree by a 14-year-old who claims it was an accident. I don't care what kind of excuse that teenager has, but you do not play with someone's life. Quincy was med-flighted to and is stable. My heart breaks for Q and for his sister. I love you around the world and back.
The greatest funk. My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put a baby in a spiral. Soprano C, we like to keep it on the high note. It's levels to it, you and I know. Bitch, be on.
I'm sorry, it's just really hard to even talk about this topic, like this whole story, the story of Quincy, and that's what I call this story. Basically, like, how I found out about this whole story was through social media and Twitter, and y'all know Twitter be on the motherfucker shit, like Mo. Twitter be on it. Like, I tell you that I feel like a lot of stories that occur, a lot of situations like that happen, appear on Twitter, and those stories don't really get exposed enough. Like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of stories don't go as viral as they should, you know what I mean? So this story, I feel like this story should be endless people talking about this story. And basically, I call it the story of Quincy. And just as you previously seen, like, I read you the story about what happened, and literally, like, as soon as I seen this on Twitter, and when I also went in depth, like, I researched the whole, like, the article about this whole story, I broke down in tears crying, and it really got me so emotional, like, to the point I was crying, because it's just, like, I don't understand how someone could, like, even like these younger kids could even have that type of mindset. Like, where does racism start? And you know what I mean? Like, why do people hate you because of like your skin color? Like, what? Like, I will never understand, like, you know, those type of things, and it really breaks my heart. Like, I literally cried because it's just like, what if this was my brother or my best friend or, or whoever, like, and it just really made me so emotional. I'm trying not to cry about it again because I was crying because it just really like hurt my heart that a young boy, had to go through something like this. And this experience, people have to realize when you go through a very traumatizing experience such as this. And the thing about it was, I'm gonna put a picture of his like scars from like the neck after like this video. If you see the scars on his neck, it really is horrifying, and it's like, oh my gosh, like it really just really makes me scared because why do people hate other people, or why do people hate me because of my skin color? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like in some way, somehow, just because you're a certain race, are you like a certain target or something? Like what's going on? Like, why can't we respect one another? And and now we're in the year 2017, and so much stuff has happened, and it's crazy because I really feel like ever since Donald Trump has become president, I feel like a whole bunch of stuff has been happening. You know what I mean? Like I feel like a whole bunch of stuff really has been happening, and people. I feel like with racism, it's a very touchy topic, and I don't well. I don't even know how to say this. It's like racism always has existed. It really, it's always been here. But I feel like I don't even know how to say it. It's like I don't really. I mean, I didn't. Okay, I didn't really hear like all like these like everything that has been happening now. Like all like these events with police brutality and all these racial events. I really haven't heard a lot of them, like how frequently, like how like these events always happen all the time. I never really heard about it, as frequent as I do now. You know what I mean? And it really just breaks my heart. You know what I mean? And just I keep saying, you know what I mean, but I'm I'm sorry. It's just really emotional for me to even try to like even discuss this issue because it just really breaks my heart. Like my heart is literally like breaking. Like every time I talk about this topic, my heart breaks so much. Like okay, I'm really trying not to cry, but and the whole situation was it's just like this. Like I see a lot of I feel like in a way racism is taught to younger kids because I feel like a lot of like these younger kids don't come out the womb hating. It's a taught behavior too as well. Like some people's parents are racist. Like that's just what it is. We do have people who are racist, in this world. That's just what it is. Like people are just not gonna like you for whatever the reason may be. And I don't understand like you could be minding your business, but someone could just try to really harm you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. And then what really got me so upset at this whole situation was them boys. Okay, so Quincy, and like I said in the story that I read the article, it says that how the young boys pushed him, how Quincy was hanging, whatever. Like they're gonna say that was an accident. Really? An accident, An accident, really? How? How was that an accident? How? Please tell me how. Like, oh, so it was an accident by basically trying to end someone's life? Really? Like that? And I really feel like harsh consequences need to be taken. Like they need to do something extreme for them to understand that racism is not okay. And yeah, like it's just like how could I just don't understand like like my heart goes out to his family, you know what I mean? And by the grace of God, I'm so happy that he's alive. And people have to understand like this is like a traumatic experience, and he's gonna like remember this whole experience forever. Like you know what I mean? Like, and I pray that he can, him and his family can get through this situation. You know what I mean? Like this is it's just really really just breaks my heart. Like, it really does. And it's hard to not really, like, when you think of these type of situations, attempted lynchings and police brutality and all these racial issues that occur in our, today in our society, it just really makes you think, like, am I next? Like, what's, like, who else is next? Like, when can this problem end? Like, I just feel like at the end of the day, like, it's just disgusting. Like, it's like, racism is disgusting. I hate when people do really racist, like, disgusting acts, and it doesn't even have to be a racist act. It's like a really disgusting act, and they give you a BS excuse, and it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, you think I'm stupid? Like, people, I feel like, okay, I keep stuttering. I feel like when people lie and things like that, they really give you a BS excuse, and they expect you to believe that lie, and it's just like, boo-boo, like you're not fooling nobody. Like, you're not fooling nobody. Like, and my thing at the end of the day is you don't have to like somebody, but at least treat them with respect. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like you gotta think, like, you really gotta put yourself in situations as in, like, would you want, like, my daughter or my sister to, like, to experience this? Like, you know what I mean? And I really feel like people have to really think about, like, that scenario, because we live in a really loving, caring, very traumatic drama. It's just a very interesting world, which interesting and complex, and there's so many words to describe. The world in good ways and bad ways, and that's, like, the really bad part about it. And I really pray and hope that this world does get better. I don't know why, like, my language is just off today, but I'm sorry. I'm just, like, I just keep thinking about, like, this story because it's just very emotional, and I keep saying that, but it is very emotional. Like, it's just, I always think about situations especially when I hear bad things. Like, I always think about, okay, oh my gosh, like, what if this was, like, me, or, like, what if this was, like, my sister or my friend, like, and, like, this story just really, like, touched my heart, like, as in, like, it really, like, hurt me, because it's just, like, and I don't even know the person, but it's just, like, damn, like, this is just very, like, depressing. This is very hurtful. Like, I can't even, like, my heart fits, like, my heart goes out to the family. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, and I'm trying not to cry again about this, because I was crying and I was just getting so emotional. So I'm not trying to do that. No, I'm not trying to do that. But like I said, my heart goes out to the family. And if you want to read this article yourself, it'll be below. And I'm also going to do more videos about stories that don't get enough attention and enough exposure, because I feel like everyone has a story, and there are so many stories that need, that need to be exposed, that need the exposure and the attention, so there can be better, like, results from it. You know what I mean? So yeah, just loyalty.
Kenny now. My resume is real enough for 2 millenniums. A better way to